Did you know that your daily oatmeal might quietly harm your heart, depending on what you mix into it? It's a hard truth to face, especially if you're someone who's tried to make healthier choices as the years pass. Oatmeal has a well-earned reputation, and for good reason. On its own, it's gentle on the stomach, rich in soluble fiber, and excellent for managing cholesterol and blood sugar. But here's what most people don't realize. Once you start adding the wrong toppings or mix-ins, many of which are marketed as healthy, that same bowl can quietly transform into a sugar bomb, a metabolic burden, or even a long-term threat to your vital organs. After 60, the body becomes more sensitive to blood sugar spikes, additives, and certain fats. Digestion slows down, insulin response shifts, and organs like the liver and kidneys work harder to filter what they once handled with ease. What you put in your oatmeal can either support your body or quietly overwhelm it. The scary part? Most people don't even know which ingredients are doing the damage. Today, we're exploring 7 foods commonly added to oatmeal by older adults, and why each could be causing far more harm than good. Some of these might surprise you, others you may have trusted for years. But by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to avoid and how to keep your oatmeal the nourishing meal you intended it to be. Stay with us until the end, because simply removing 1 or 2 of these from your routine could lead to better energy, more stable blood sugar, and protection for your liver, kidneys, and heart. Your breakfast should never work against you, especially when it's something you eat every single day. Number 1. Honey, the sweetener that stresses your insulin response. Honey might seem more natural and even healthier than refined sugars, but for your body, especially after 60, it's still a form of concentrated sugar. When you drizzle it over your morning oatmeal, you're not just adding sweetness, you're triggering a sharp spike in blood sugar that can leave you feeling tired, foggy, and even hungrier just an hour later. Worse yet, over time, those repeated spikes wear down your insulin sensitivity and increase the risk of type 2 diabetes, even for people who believe they're eating healthy. That's because as we age, the pancreas produces less insulin, and the body becomes more resistant to the insulin it does produce. Adding fast-absorbing sugars like honey is like pouring gasoline on a fire. Your blood sugar soars, then crashes. And over time, this pattern contributes to more belly fat, greater inflammation, and damage to your blood vessels. I remember a woman named Clara, 70, who loved starting her day with oatmeal sweetened by a generous spoonful of honey. She couldn't understand why she always felt drained and unfocused mid-morning. After a nutritionist helped her cut out the honey, her energy levels stabilized within days, and her mornings became clearer and more vibrant. She thought it was just a natural sweetener. It seemed harmless, but even that small amount was enough to disrupt her system. Honey rarely acts alone. It often triggers cravings for more sweets later in the day. That's because sugar activates dopamine, the brain's pleasure chemical. As the effect fades, you're left feeling a dip that pushes you to seek another hit. It's not a matter of willpower, it's chemistry. If you want a touch of sweetness in your oatmeal, consider natural options like a few slices of banana, a sprinkle of cinnamon, or a drop of vanilla extract. These add gentle, natural flavor without sending your blood sugar on a roller coaster ride. The goal isn't to fear sweetness, but to avoid flooding your body with fast-burning sugars that leave damage behind. When you start your morning with stable blood sugar, everything else works better. Your mood, your memory, even your metabolism. By simply removing that 1 spoonful of honey, you give your body a head start that can carry you smoothly through the day. Number 2. Flavored yogurt toppings. These creamy additions might seem like a healthy boost, especially for seniors trying to add protein and flavor to their oatmeal. But the truth is more complicated. Many flavored yogurts contain added sugars, artificial flavors, and preservatives that can quietly disrupt your metabolism, gut health, and liver function over time. Here's why. Your body expects sweetness and nutrients to come in balanced forms, but when it receives sugars and additives packed into flavored yogurts, it can cause confusion in your insulin response. This mismatch often increases cravings later in the day and may slow down your metabolism. For older adults, whose hormonal sensitivity is already changing, this can make weight management harder, blood sugar control more difficult, and lead to unwanted belly fat, even if you feel like you're making smart choices. Then there's the impact on the liver. Flavored yogurts often contain artificial sweeteners and additives that the liver must filter. Over time, regular consumption can add stress to a liver already coping with aging, medications, or other toxins. This may lead to fatigue, poor digestion, and even elevated liver enzymes, often without obvious symptoms, until the damage is advanced. A woman named Diane, 72, enjoyed mixing strawberry-flavored yogurt into her oatmeal every morning, believing it was a healthy habit. But after routine blood tests showed mildly elevated liver enzymes, her doctor recommended cutting out flavored yogurt. Within weeks, Diane noticed improved digestion and more stable energy levels. "I thought I was doing something good for myself," she said. "Turns out, I was just giving my liver extra work." Instead of flavored yogurts, try simple plain yogurt with a sprinkle of cinnamon, nutmeg, or a splash of vanilla extract. Even a few slices of fresh fruit can add natural sweetness and beneficial nutrients without overwhelming your metabolism. Your body deserves genuine nourishment, not processed shortcuts. When you fuel it with wholesome ingredients, it performs and feels better. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us keep creating content to inform and inspire. Now, moving on. Number 3. Granola. Granola might seem like an innocent, wholesome addition to your oatmeal. After all, it's often marketed as a health food packed with nuts and oats. But many store-bought granolas are loaded with added sugars, oils, and calories, sometimes equaling the sugar and fat content of a candy bar in just a small handful. This is particularly risky for older adults because excess sugar and unhealthy fats can burden the liver, contribute to insulin resistance, and promote fat accumulation, especially around the abdomen. Granola's sugars are often in forms that the liver must process extensively, increasing the risk of fatty liver disease, a condition growing more common in people over 60. Take a closer look at your granola. A typical serving might contain more than 15 grams of added sugar and processed oils used to bind the ingredients. Even natural or organic granolas can carry hidden sugars and fats in surprisingly high amounts. What seems like a healthy topping can silently stress your metabolism and liver. I remember a man named Peter, 70, who regularly sprinkled granola onto his morning oatmeal, believing it added crunch and fiber. Yet, he often felt sluggish after breakfast and was baffled by his slowly rising blood pressure. After switching to fresh nuts and seeds, his energy improved, and his doctor noted better blood sugar control. "I never guessed granola could be part of the problem," he said. If you love texture on your oatmeal, consider raw nuts, seeds, or toasted oats without added sugars or oils. These options give you crunch and nutrients without the hidden metabolic load. You still enjoy flavor and texture, but in a way your body can support, especially as you age. It's not about giving up sweetness or crunch. It's about choosing versions that work in harmony with your body, not against it. Your liver has supported you for decades. Now it's time to support it too. Number 4. Pre-mixed instant oatmeal cups. For many people, especially those living busy lives or wanting a fuss-free breakfast, those single-serve instant oatmeal cups feel like a convenient, harmless solution. Just open, add hot water, and stir. They promise speed, comfort, and nutrition all in one. But behind that friendly packaging often hides a cocktail of additives, excess sodium, and artificial flavorings that can quietly undermine your health, especially after age 60. Let's begin with the sodium. Many instant oatmeal cups contain between 200 and 350 milligallons of sodium per serving, sometimes more if you add milk or butter. That might not sound like much, but when combined with sodium from other foods like bread, canned goods, or snacks throughout the day, it quickly accumulates. For seniors managing high blood pressure, heart conditions, or declining kidney function, this seemingly small amount can silently push your system beyond safe limits. Then there's the flavoring itself. Most instant oatmeal cups don't get their maple or apple cinnamon taste from real ingredients. Instead, they rely on artificial flavorings, sweeteners, stabilizers, and colorants designed to mimic natural foods. These synthetic chemicals offer no nourishment and instead force your liver and kidneys to work overtime filtering them out. For an aging body already managing years of medications or inflammation, that extra burden matters more than ever. A woman named Margaret, 74, shared that she had been eating these instant oatmeal cups regularly for years, sometimes twice a day. They were quick and felt like a healthy choice, she said. But she often felt bloated afterward and noticed swelling in her ankles. When she switched to plain rolled oats with cinnamon and fresh pear slices, the puffiness lessened and her morning blood pressure improved. "I never imagined a little cup could cause so much trouble," she told me. The truth is, most of the health claims on these packages are marketing, not reality. Words like whole grain and low fat sound reassuring, but they don't disclose the preservatives, chemical thickeners, or 9 other added ingredients you can't even pronounce. If you want real benefits from your oatmeal, stick with plain rolled or steel-cut oats. Add your own fresh fruit, nuts, or spices. It only takes a few extra minutes, and your body will thank you every time. Number 5. Powdered coffee creamers. Powdered creamers might seem like a harmless way to add creaminess to your oatmeal or coffee, especially if you're avoiding dairy or lactose intolerant. But many of these creamers are packed with ingredients that can quietly harm your heart, liver, and metabolism, especially as you get older. Most powdered creamers are made with hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oils, sources of trans fats. These fats raise your LDL, bad cholesterol, and lower HDL, good cholesterol, a dangerous combination for anyone, but especially for seniors managing cardiovascular risks. Even products labeled trans fat-free may contain small amounts if serving sizes are tiny, and those small amounts add up over time. Then come the thickeners, emulsifiers, and artificial flavors. These compounds don't nourish your body. They only mimic the creaminess and taste of real dairy without providing its natural nutrients. They force your liver and kidneys to work harder to filter them. With regular use, this can contribute to chronic inflammation, a driver of heart disease, joint pain, and cognitive decline. I once met a man named Edward, 76, who stirred powdered creamer into everything: his coffee, oatmeal, even soups. He liked the convenience and flavor, but gradually developed digestive problems and higher cholesterol. After his doctor advised him to stop using creamers, his labs improved and digestion settled within 2 months. "I thought it was just harmless powder," he said. "Didn't realize it was affecting everything." The problem is that powdered creamers are marketed as light, convenient, and cholesterol-free. But the damage they cause is slow, quiet, and often ignored until symptoms appear. If you want creaminess in your oatmeal, try unsweetened almond milk, oat milk, or a small splash of organic dairy cream if you tolerate it. Even a spoonful of plain yogurt can add richness along with real nutrients, without burdening your body with synthetic additives. Because what you mix into your oatmeal matters, especially when your body has spent decades caring for you. Now is the time to repay that kindness with cleaner choices. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's continue. Number 6. Commercial cereal clusters. These often carry a reputation as a wholesome, natural choice. They sound hearty, maybe even heart-friendly. But what many don't realize is that most commercial cereal clusters are packed with added sugars, oils, and sometimes preservatives that can turn your well-intentioned bowl of oatmeal into a metabolic minefield. One major issue with these cereal clusters is how they're made. To achieve that golden crunch and shelf-stable texture, manufacturers typically bake oats and other grains in sugar syrups or oils, often canola, soybean, or palm oil. These oils may be refined or partially hydrogenated, quietly promoting inflammation when consumed regularly. Over time, this inflammation can contribute to joint stiffness, fatigue, and an increased risk of heart problems. Even products labeled as low sugar often contain ingredients like honey, brown rice syrup, or evaporated cane juice. They sound more natural, but their impact on your body is the same: blood sugar spikes, insulin stress, and cravings for more sweets. This is particularly concerning for seniors who might already be dealing with prediabetes, energy crashes, or excess belly fat, all worsened by frequent sugar hits. Portion size also matters. Nutrition labels for cereal clusters often list servings as just a few tablespoons. But most people pour much more, unknowingly adding hundreds of hidden calories, dozens of grams of carbs, and fats that don't fit their health goals. I spoke with a woman named Louise, 72, who always added cereal clusters to her oatmeal for the crunch. When she realized she was consuming more sugar and fat than in a small cookie, she swapped them for chopped almonds instead. Within weeks, her blood sugar stabilized and her afternoon energy improved. "I never thought something so small could cause such a problem," she said. If you crave crunch, better options include plain toasted seeds, unsweetened coconut flakes, or raw nuts like walnuts or pecans. These provide real fiber, healthy fats, and nutrients without the syrups, oils, and additives. Remember, oatmeal should support you, a calm, steady start to your day, not trap you with hidden sugars and fats. Knowing what to look for on the ingredient list helps you give your body the clarity and support it deserves, one bite at a time. Number 7. Meal replacement shakes. Many older adults hear that adding protein to breakfast supports energy, muscle strength, and satiety. And that's true when it comes from clean, whole foods. But when processed meal replacement shakes get stirred into oatmeal daily, especially the wrong kind, they often bring hidden ingredients and unnecessary stress to your body. Here's what many don't realize. Commercial meal replacement shakes frequently contain artificial sweeteners, thickeners, preservatives, and synthetic flavorings. Your liver and kidneys must work hard to filter these out. If you're over 60, these organs are already handling decades of exposure to additives, medications, and toxins. Adding a daily scoop of processed powder quietly piles on stress where it's least needed. Quantity is also important. Aging bodies process excess protein less efficiently. Protein not used for repair or energy breaks down and filters through the kidneys. For someone with naturally reduced kidney function, common with age, even without diagnosed kidney disease, this extra load can worsen decline. Symptoms like fatigue, poor appetite, and fluid retention often go unnoticed until advanced. I recall a man named George, 77, who blended meal replacement shakes into his oatmeal every morning after reading fitness advice. However, he was on blood pressure meds, and his kidney tests began worsening. His doctor traced it to excessive protein from low-quality powders. After switching to real foods like eggs or nuts later in the day, his numbers stabilized. "I didn't realize more was worse," he said. "I thought it was helping." If you want a morning protein boost, choose food-based options. A spoonful of plain Greek yogurt, a side of eggs, or a handful of nuts provides protein your body recognizes, naturally balanced with other nutrients and free from hidden synthetic burdens. At this stage of life, it's not about adding more, but adding what truly matters and removing what quietly harms. Your body still responds. It still heals. It simply asks for clarity and respect it has earned. When it comes to your oatmeal, that means choosing ingredients that work with your system, not against it. Your morning bowl of oatmeal may seem like a simple, healthy ritual, but what you choose to mix into it could be the key difference between feeling vibrant or unknowingly harming your well-being, especially for those of us in our 60s, 70s, or 80s. What truly matters is not just knowing what to avoid, but understanding why. When you grasp how your aging body reacts differently to sugars, additives, and chemical-laden ingredients, you begin to see how even the smallest daily choices send ripples through your energy levels, digestion, blood pressure, and even mood. The good news? You can shift this with just a few thoughtful changes. The truth is, your oatmeal doesn't need to be fancy. It doesn't need powders, packets, or sweet gimmicks. What it needs are real ingredients that nurture your body back, like cinnamon, fresh fruit, nuts, or wholesome milk. These are the choices that offer support, calm, and balance, not strain or chaos. When you start your day in a way that honors your body, your entire day flows differently. So take a moment to reflect. Which of these 7 do you currently use? And which are you ready to release? Thank you for spending time with us today. We'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below sharing one insight you gained and how you plan to apply it in your life. Your thoughts are important, and reading your comments motivates and inspires us. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support enables us to continue creating valuable content to inform and uplift you. Thanks for watching. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.